Where does the time go? Where does the time go? You know, can you believe it's been 7 years? 7 years since the first episode of Star Trek Discovery. It was September
Bonkers.
24th, 2017. I was just going to go back on that, but you know what? Let's talk about that in just a minute, everybody, because there's a lot more as well. Star Trek Explorer, say it ain't so. Is it over? The Star Trek Explorer, another thing where does the time go? Um, are we flipping through the final pages of the Star Trek Explorer? That would be quite the end of an era. Also, a lot of Star Trek stars are making the trek to Chicago this weekend. Some of us are leaving in 2 days or like 1.5 days, basically. So everybody, if you haven't gone to Chicago yet, now is a good excuse. If you haven't bought your tickets for Chicago yet, better hurry, and we'll see you there. There's a lot of news. There's a lot of great stuff to talk about, a lot of Discovery, a lot of Star Trek with Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel.
Hi.
The only person that is always surprised to hear that she's here.
I'm always surprised you say my name first. I never get that kind of respect on other shows.
Actually, I think Discovery said it. I said Discovery first. Jenny R. Johnson is here.
Hey.
No, not surprised. Okay.
I know I'm here. I know where I'm at.
All right. Here we go. 1-1. Third time's the charm. Melissa Longo is here, everybody.
Yo, Adrian!
Nothing is over. Just give me something to drink. Remember those commercials? Those were funny. My name is Ryan T. Husk, and I want to talk about the news. I'm wearing a Def Leppard shirt, because
Nice.
They're in the news.
Def Leppard's in the news. Am I right? Okay, so there's a lot to talk about. Of course, everybody knows, but please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications. We are getting dangerously close to 5,000 subscribers on this channel.
What?
And we're getting dangerously close to 5,000 subscribers on this channel. And I'll just bet.
How many?
I'll just bet with everybody's help right now, we will get to 5,000 before the end of this week. Not the end of this episode. That's maybe, but
by the end
definitely
of
by the end
episode.
of this week.
Come on, let's do it.
Yeah. So everybody subscribe 4 times and we'll do it.
No problem.
If you're listening in, everybody, please make sure to give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. We'd really appreciate that. And everybody, please make sure you are subscribed to this channel and that all your friends are subscribed to this channel. Let's say hello to our friend, the Matt Boardman. He says, Ryan, are we still going to do that thing where I hide in one of your suitcases? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like the Matt.
Yes,
Joshua Reeve, hello. Joel, what's up? Stephanie Berner, what's up? I've got a phone named after you. Dave Gregory, hello. VFX Art DS. Parenthetically, Derek Smith, of course. Hi to you. Dave Gregory is here, so you know it's a party. Back of the Head is here. He's got some news, kind of, right? He's about, well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Back of the Head, the thing you texted me, if we're allowed to talk about that, go ahead and put in the live chat. Joshua Reeve.
Dropping in and out of Geeks for Harris.
That's not the news, but that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Allison Leach Hyde is here. She says, same, Matt. Come on. Okay, good. She's saying that to Def Leppard. I was like, we can't fit 2 of you in one suitcase. Good Lord. You guys are.
I'd like to see the attempt.
How am I going to fit my socks in there?
You just put them on them.
Sandals.
Wear all of the socks.
You might be right. Then you don't have to pack them. Anyway, exactly. So hello to Bob D and everybody. We see all of you. Let's get into the news. So, Anne-Marie, what fruit are you trying today?
None.
Is there a fruit that you've never tried?
Ooh.
I don't know. This
Hmm.
isn't Star Trek and chill.
We'll think of something.
It's all
Maybe
the
dragon
rage.
fruit. Yeah.
Ooh. Have I
Anyway,
ever had dragon fruit? I don't know that I have like actual dragon fruit. I've had like things that are supposed to taste like dragon fruit, but have I had dragon fruit? I don't know.
same.
Hmm.
Same. Okay. Let's start with we got to start with Discovery. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because you know how our phones nowadays, they know everything about us. Like you think of
Yeah.
something and then it shows it to you,
Yeah.
or you say a word to one of your friends and then suddenly you get an advertisement of that on your Facebook app and it's getting really
Hmm.
creepy and whatever. But sometimes it does. Oh, here's something fun actually before we do that. This is a little piece of information. This is kind of Star Trek related. Check this out. It's a map. It says the blue areas are where people are kung fu fighting, based on a study done by Carl Douglas in 1974. That's interesting. Only the blue areas, you'll notice.
Now the song stuck in my head.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay. However, this is what my phone did today. It sent me an image or just said, "Hey, look at this." And I'm like, what is this picture of? So I looked at it and it was from exactly 7 years ago,
Oh.
September 24th,
Oh.
2017. And it's our good friend,
Wow.
Rico E. Anderson, drinking a beverage. I still have these glasses, by the way.
Is this
Nice.
at Andre's?
No. So when I saw that, I thought, you know what? I bet I know what that is. Actually, it was before I even saw the date. I was like, that is from our Star Trek party in 2017 to sell for our watch party for the first episode of Star Trek Discovery. Whole bunch of people came over to my house. We
Mhm.
watched the first Star Trek Discovery episode as a
Crazy.
group,
That's so
and we had fun.
fun.
And this was before I realized that it was all over the place. I was like, I bet you that's what it is. And then, of course, I checked the date. And then a couple hours later, I saw that it was posted that it was the 7-year anniversary. So it is. So everybody, happy Star Trek Discovery Day. I feel like they should make September 24th Star Trek Discovery Day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
2017.
Because Discovery did, love it or don't love it, Discovery did kick off the new Star Trek.
Absolutely.
New Star Trek. We wouldn't have Moopsie without Discovery.
Yeah.
So
We
they're to
wouldn't have
blame, huh?
Lower
no
Decks. We
Titan.
wouldn't have exactly
Yeah.
Captain Shaw.
Yeah.
Captain Giorgio.
Absolutely.
Captain Giorgio, La'an,
Mariner.
Jet Reno.
Right?
Well,
Linus.
besides that, so here's the fun part of all this. So what that did was that inspired me because I was like, you know what? I'll just bet that I know exactly where my little party favors were. This is what I did because I'm such a nerd and we'd been waiting so long for Star Trek
Mhm.
that I made a little cocktail menu. This was before we didn't watch any Star Trek. This was before the first episode, but it
Oh,
was to
fun.
make Star Trek Discovery cocktails based on what we knew. You know, we knew there was going to be a character named Michael Burnham. We knew there was going to be a character named Saru, but so that day I made this cocktail list. Would you guys like to see this list? I think I'd like to
Yes.
show it.
I'd
Yeah.
love to see it.
So, here it is. I found these old pages. I printed them out. Printed them out 7 years ago. Still have them. Here's the first one. You'll notice it says Discovery Drinks in some cheap font. And the first one is Kelpian Cooler. Refreshing, bubbly, mood enhancing, non-alcoholic for people like Jenny or
Nice.
Johnson who want to partake. So that's a
Amazing.
fun one. These are just
Yeah.
descriptors.
And number one on the list. Thank you.
Yeah, talk about creative too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
Michael's Afterburner. Okay. Hot and
Nice.
spicy and gets you moving.
I like these descriptions.
That is fun.
Right. The Mycologist. Natural
Ooh.
flavors mixed together naturally.
Naturally.
Sarek's
True.
Wisdom. Smooth, distant, peculiar.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
The Klingon Sarcophagus. Test your
Whoa.
metal.
Crazy.
Giorgio's Sacrifice. Sophisticated, tart, sharp.
Did you know that?
Well, we just kind of nerds kind of fun. We knew those in the Michael Burnham character.
Yeah.
We knew there were things. So I also have those were the descriptions. But if
Yeah.
anybody actually wants to know what they're made out of, here's that menu. The Kelpian
Amazing.
Cooler is ginger ale, ginger beer, kava in a tall red
Ooh.
party.
Ooh, I want that.
Michael's
Nice. I really like that you
Afterburner,
specified the vessel.
of course.
Yeah.
Michael's Afterburner, Fireball, Mountain
Nice.
Dew.
Oh my
That's
God.
ghastly, but that'll
Gets you
fuck
moving.
you up, man. The
He said
Mycologist.
ghastly.
Yeah. The Mycologist, tequila, OJ, sweet and sour, grenadine, short glass. So based on the picture of Rico, I think that's what he was having, the Mycologist.
Yep.
I think Rico actually tried one of each, if I remember correctly.
Amazing.
Sarek's Wisdom, tequila, guava aloe, guava
Ooh.
nectar in a wine glass.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh,
I
fancy.
think
Okay.
I would like that with just the guava apple
Yeah.
and the guava nectar.
Mhm.
That sounds delicious.
the Klingon Sarcophagus. I think that's supposed to say rum. I'm sure of it because I'm the one that did it. Rum,
That's Klingon.
cherry Coke, Fireball, Gah in
Oh
a
my
Klingon
God.
glass. I've got Klingon glasses,
Amazing.
That's great.
And lastly, Giorgio's Sacrifice. Cranberry vodka, cranberry juice, lemonade in a short glass. Oh, wait,
Nice.
there's one more. The Lorca lemonade.
Oh,
What?
Tequila, lemonade, sweet and sour, grenadine in a tall glass.
Nice.
very nice.
Yeah.
Well
Okay.
executed.
Those just
So-
sound delicious.
Mhm.
Everybody in the live chat, please let us know. Give us your top two. Which two would you want to try? Kelpian Cooler, Michael's Afterburner, the Mycologist, Sarek's Wisdom, Klingon Sarcophagus, Giorgio's Sacrifice, or the Lorca Lemonade.
Mhm.
I'm pretty proud of I'm pretty proud that I found these from 7 years
That's
ago.
amazing. That is
That's
amazing.
great.
Anne Marie had a Zoom update, so she's just popping
Oh.
back in. I don't know. I think for me, I think I would go nuts and just do Fireball and Mountain Dew. Just go, hey, we're
I
celebrating
mean,
Discovery.
right?
Let's go all out, right?
Yeah. Amazing. That
Maybe
is
the Klingon sarcophagus would be just crazy enough.
Yeah, because
truly
the pun
special.
is really funny because it's Klingon, so you gotta run.
Oh, and the Gah was
And the Gah.
gummy worms. I put
Nice.
gummy worms in there, of course.
Nice. Oh my God.
Hmm.
Which would you
like
want,
the-
Anne Marie? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead,
Obviously,
Jen.
the thing
No,
with
no.
pork.
He's a
Right?
tall glass of water.
Yeah, but then also anything Fireball. Yum.
Really?
I love Fireball.
So you'd go Klingon or Michael?
No, I'd go. Oh yeah. So I don't like rum and Coke, so I'd go Michael's Afterburner and Lorca Lemonade.
Nice.
Yum.
Mhm.
What about you, Jenny?
Well, if this was the old days, I would go for the Mycologist or Sarek's Wisdom or the Lorca Lemonade.
Okay. And Melissa, you
it.
said you liked which one were you saying you liked?
Sarek's wisdom because I like
Yeah.
guava.
Yeah.
But the Lorca lemonade looks pretty delicious too.
It
But
does.
also the Kelpian cooler because that's just cool.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
refreshing.
Yeah.
All
So
right, so now
I love how
just
the paper looks worn. It's amazing.
well, it's
Yeah.
7 years old.
yeah.
It's amazing.
It's seen
Yeah.
5 seasons.
So when Discovery came out, like how long was it between the announcement that it was happening and when it actually aired? Was that
It was
like
like 2 years,
was it
dude.
2 years? Yeah, that's what
Yeah, I remember it because remember it kept getting delayed. They kept giving us a date,
Oh,
and then it
right.
got delayed like 6 months, and it got delayed 6 months again, and it got delayed again. So I remember even when they said September 24th, I was still like, I'm not
We'll
making
see.
party plans
Yeah.
until like a week out.
hmm
But they did it, and we all got our drinks, and we all sat down and we watched Star Trek Discovery, and it was the full 2-part, like hour and a
Right.
half movie,
Mhm.
and it was a great time.
hmm
So
That's so
that being
cool.
said, while we read off the ones that everybody would try, I want to know, everybody at home, do you remember that fateful day 7 years ago? Where were you? What did you do? Were you meeting up with some friends? Did you
Hmm.
watch it late? What's your story? Everybody's got a story on this one. Okay.
Yeah.
PFX says no root beer. Well, this was Discovery based.
Yeah.
We're celebrating a new show.
Mhm.
But we did have root beer. Yes, no, we did. Uh, Mark says the only thing I like on here is cherry Coke. Brett Homer says Kelpian for me. Joel says Giorgio's Sacrifice and the Mycologist. Let's see. Joshua says Kelpian Cooler and Sarek's Wisdom, minus the booze, totally fine. John Davis, oh, cool. Lead singer of Korn is here, everybody. Awesome.
Wow.
Nice.
Straight out of Bakersfield.
Love that.
Yeah. He says Kelpian Cooler, hold the kelp. Okay. Anyway, that's fun.
Which is actually delicious.
Kelp is
Yeah,
Yeah.
healthy.
I'm surprised.
I enjoy a variety of seaweeds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
All right. So this is fun. This is from our friends over at trekmovie.com, everybody. Trekmovie.com says to us, on twitter.com, that is, on this day, hashtag Star Trek Discovery premiered with the Vulcan hello and battle at the binary stars. That's 11001001, if I remember correctly. And a new era of hashtag Star Trek began. Were you watching? And did you suspect it would forge a path for multiple live action and animated series to follow? This was the opening scene. Remember this?
Mhm. I remember the trailers for this. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it just popped into my head. And I was so excited because the dunes, when they were running on the dunes, and it was so
Oh,
pretty,
yeah.
and it was shot so beautifully. And yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
that was fun.
And doesn't it seem like, boy, that was a happy time. That was a simpler time than I'm like just seeing that thing. I'm like remembering, yeah,
Yeah.
those trailers that they released, and then that it was actually the opening
And we
scene.
saw the Klingons, and then we saw this new crew, and we were like, we can't wait to get to meet them. And then they were all killed, basically. Like, it was kind of a
Well,
roller coaster of
before that, somebody had leaked a picture of the Klingons from set,
Yeah.
remember?
Right.
And we're all like, what? No, that's
no way that can't be.
not those goblin. That's a
Yeah.
goblin. That's not a Klingon.
Goblin
Those
they're
aren't-
orcs.
Yeah, Orkies.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
as time went on, they were kind of confirming. They're like, yeah, those are Klingon. Don't you love them? We're like, I mean, we're still gonna watch,
Mhm.
but it's have you? And then I was kind of like, do Do you know what a Klingon is, though?
Here's the thing. I always get really cranky in the premieres because like this happened with Voyager where you're like, you see the new ship, you get really excited about everybody on there, and you're like, oh, I mean, like we already knew all the crew from TV Guide's coverage, but it was then they like killed half of them, and I was like, I'm gonna have to get attached and then lose them. It's like too much of a roller coaster. It stresses me out.
Yeah.
At least there we expected it, kind of. This was that was a lot. But
That was a
I
big
watched
shock.
it,
That was a big
and then
one.
I didn't have any Star Trek friends or people to talk about it with except my dad. So I watched it, and then I bought 2 subscriptions to like up their numbers of CBS All Access.
See, Anne-Marie puts her money where her mouth is, man. I love it. What about you, Jenny? Do you remember September 24th, 2017?
17. That is bonkers. Like that was the year that I quit bartending. So I was
Wow.
like starting to paint more. I have no idea what I was doing that day. I know I watched it somewhat close to the day, but I have a friend who gets his he provides media from unknown sources.
Oh,
And anyway, so I watched it through his thing, but like after, so I didn't watch it like when it happened, if that makes
sounds
sense.
like a Canadian app. Yeah, like Space or something.
Something like that. Something like that. Anyway, but yeah, so I just remember like, and it really gave me like Final Mission vibes right off the bat because it was the desert thing and the walking and that was, so I was very into that. I don't know. I just like, it's crazy when you think about that and then like what's come out of that.
It's shocking.
Like the idea that I would see Patrick Stewart a year later being like, oh, by the way, I'm back. You know?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember that day.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was that STLV 2018 or 19?
It was 2018. It was my birthday when he announced it. It was a present for me.
Wow. But then we had to wait 15 months for it because I remember it was January of 2020, if I remember correctly.
January 23rd, 24th.
Wow.
That's when I got Twitter because I had to have Twitter to know about Picard stuff.
We knew though, I remember, I think it was Alex Kurtzman said, I remember him saying Discovery was going to be, before it first aired, he said it's going to be a touchstone for multiple other shows. I'm like, touchstone?
I like how we didn't believe him.
Yeah, well, I kind of wasn't sure what that's supposed to mean exactly.
Yeah.
Jumping off point, I guess.
And also
is what he
like,
meant.
oh yeah, sure. It took so long to get this show.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you'll notice because I think it took so long to get to that point, but this is probably what they planned out. I mean, look, Section 31 and Starfleet Academy and Strange New Worlds, you know, kind of all spun off of and branched out from this. I don't know if Strange New Worlds was planned. It seems like it was not.
No. It has like Larry has a memo from like archives where it was planned, but then they sort of let the fans think it's the petition.
Brilliant.
But it was planned before, yeah.
It's diabolical. Oh my God.
Yes.
It's diabolical. But if the fans didn't believe that they had that much power, then we wouldn't have saved Prodigy.
Exactly.
What if that's just what they do from now on?
I don't know.
Where they go, sorry, Prodigy's over. Yeah. And then we go, no, we can change. And they go, okay, fine. We'll give you another season.
Hey, I'll take
really into it.
Bring us Legacy also.
That's probably next.
Next in 3 years.
I don't think there's any memo of that, though.
Yeah.
We'll ask Larry Nemeczek. Is there a memo about that, Anne-Marie?
Not that we know of, but also like now Terry Mitchell is so busy with other stuff.
Yeah, I think he's like in 3 other projects, isn't he?
Yeah, he just got pulled in by Netflix too. Yeah. So he's got Marvel and Netflix.
Amazing.
Yeah. Terry Metalis out there
Good for
killing
him.
it.
Hmm.
I think then he's moved on. He's like, oh, you guys took too long, so you got to get off the pot. Sorry.
Or it's planned because they just don't have they have other stuff in development right now and they just can't have another. And they'll revisit it. You never know.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously I want it. And so does Joshua Reeve in the live chat, who has been
Yes.
tweeting about this every day now for like 400 and something days.
Yes.
The Matt Boardman in the live chat says, do you remember the 24th day of September? That's what
Amazing.
he says. That's what he says in there. I'm guessing that's what he meant when he wrote that.
He did.
Want to
So
do
it's a
the
lot.
other tweet about?
Yeah.
Which
That's
I
a great
love.
idea.
I love
This
a
is a
good
good one.
behind the scenes montage.
Okay. So let's pull this up. This is also from twitter.com. This is one of our favorite androids. It's Sarah Middich, who was Ariam in the first
The
season.
original Arian.
She says, happy Disco Day. I can't believe it's been 7 years since Star Trek Discovery premiered. To celebrate, here are some BTS shots of the life casting process for Ariam. What a wild frickin' ride. I think I added the frickin'.
Freaking. Whoa.
So crazy.
Yeah, that is
Mackerel.
hard to.
Oh my God.
I know.
Claustrophobia. Claustrophobia.
Yeah.
It's like
Can you
so
imagine
well
that?
done that in my head, I actually believe it's like a robotic piece that's a prosthetic and not like
Oh, yeah.
obviously like life
Yeah.
cast.
Yeah.
Somebody
That
should
was some of my
cosplay
best
that.
makeup.
Yeah.
That would
You
be
should do it,
awesome to
Melissa.
see
All we
at
need
a
is somebody to
convention.
do the life cast on you.
Yeah, see, wouldn't be able to.
They poke
Uh,
holes to breathe out of your nose.
I know. I watched Aaron do that for Renegades, and yeah.
I bet that whole process was probably not even maybe 2 hours.
It's amazing.
So
Mm-mm.
Jenny could be a pretty good Ariam, I think.
Thank you. That's a nice thing to say.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
I'm like,
if only I had
maybe
time to
compare the
do
two.
that.
Mhm.
I'd love to do that. And stick some straws up my nose. It might work. I might freak out. I might not. I don't know. I've never tried
That's
it.
amazing.
I would
love
freak out.
I don't think I have
I
seen
think I
her
might
behind
freak
the
out,
scenes
but like,
Joshua Reeve says, I'm blue, da ba dee ba da ba. I don't know if he says that at extra part, but he said I'm blue.
I like that. I
Okay.
don't like that he's blue. but-
So while we're here, there's whose career is like friggin' taking off like crazy.
Yeah,
David
Star
Ajala.
Trek's. Oh,
And
it was Star Trek's birthday
and David
yesterday.
Ajala.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Star
Happy
Trek.
birthday, Dylan.
Happy birthday, Star Trek!
What's up with David Ajala?
It's the next part on the list. So, okay, so I was on Twitter yesterday, just hanging out, and suddenly, like, all these huge names start showing up on my screen, along with David Ajala, who is a huge name in his own right, but like more genre. So he just got like this amazing Netflix project.
Nice.
And I'm like, wow, I hope we can still get him for conventions. He's gonna be so busy.
Mm.
Oh, good for him. Check it
He
out.
seems to like
It's
it, at least.
epic. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
Mhm.
So this is also from a website known as twitter.com. These huge names are Keira Knightley,
Oh, geez.
Guy Pearce, David Ajala, and that's the only names I recognize.
Count out
Art
Waddingham.
Malik.
Mhm.
I love Art Malik and everything.
Yeah,
He's David Morrissey?
wonderful.
He's in like Jewel in the Crown. He's in like so many good 70s and on miniseries from the
Mhm.
UK.
Christopher Rydge, he looks like Obi-Wan
Oh, some of these
in the new
Somewhat.
in a
movies.
lot of things,
Yeah.
but British things.
Yeah. David Morrissey was the governor on The Walking Dead
Oh,
Oh, good.
way back, like in the prison times.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I thought he was that singer from like the late 80s.
Nice. Not quite.
and wasn't Gugu Mavroff Raw
I'm sorry, what?
in Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
oh,
Wasn't she?
is that
Oh,
her?
oh
Wasn't
yes.
she
Could
the
be.
She's like the helper, like
The
Yeah.
translator, like the yeah,
With Grey
Daenerys?
Worm, right? She ran
yeah,
off with Grey
yeah,
Worm.
oh, they
If
were my
that's
favorite
if that's her,
couple.
me too. If that's her, she was amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good eye, Melissa.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, so it says, um, he says new gig and then a boat. What is this? Love boat? Oh, I guess it's like a boat thing.
Oh,
It's called The
I
Woman
think-
in Cabin 10. That's by Ruth Ware.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's a journalist. Well, I guess we should read it. A journalist aboard a luxury yacht witnesses a passenger thrown overboard, only to be told that it never happened. Also
Ooh,
starring all those people we were just talking about.
crazy.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It's
that is a
he's
massive.
he's
Yes.
big enough to be named in the top
Okay,
4.
so wait till you
Mhm.
see the next tweet I sent you, which I'm
Oh
like,
my God, this is
holy
a
shit,
lot of
mic
Twitter. This
drop.
is Star Trek Twitter Tuesday. Here it comes.
Which I want to be saying like no to till they reinstate the blocking situation, but
Yeah.
um
Oh yeah.
So I can block you again.
yeah. I'm just like, don't do things to make me not love you. Just stop. Okay.
What?
For Twitter, I'm like, I want to support. I love
Who
Twitter. I
loves
love this kind
Twitter?
of stuff. Me, because you get to find, that's how you find out this amazing level of information. I mean, but
That's
then
true. It's quite the
the
tool.
blocking situation is
So David Ajala at I am David Ajala says a new adventure for the boy from Hackney. Keira Knightley got okay.
look at him getting enlisted
That's
as one of
so
the top 3
cute.
photos.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And Guy
With
Pearce
2
is
like movie
pretty
stars.
fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, are
Oh,
these all British people? Is it like a British show?
It must
British
be.
Probably.
movie? Seems to be
Yeah.
a lot of them.
I think all the ones we recognize have
No, I mean
English
it is
accents.
British. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Guy Pearce is Australian, I think.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a different kind of British.
But isn't that so wonderful for him? I'm just
Oh,
so
yeah, that's
happy.
great.
He's
That's
such a
awesome.
lovely guy and like so nice to everybody at conventions. I
Mhm.
love that our friend Rashid Uzman, like David Ajala asked him out for a beer. So sweet.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I know, it's so cute.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I get an unsolicited hug from him in the 12 Monkeys line.
Ah,
He just came over and he's
bummer.
like, ladies, want some hugs? Like, yeah.
that's amazing.
who's that? David Ajala?
Yes.
Oh,
He was
that's
right
cool.
across from us and we were stuck there for a long time.
Well, he's going to be at Trek to New Jersey.
Yes.
And
Which I looked and it was
Trek
like
to Dallas.
pre-production because I'm like, wait, does that mean he's gonna miss any? But I guess they haven't started filming yet.
I mean, if they do film, that's
So
important
good.
enough to you got to do what you got to do.
Mhm.
It's pretty big
I'm
time.
just so happy for him. That's massive
Mhm.
time.
Well, he's so talented.
Yeah.
He's such a talented guy.
Hmm.
And the camera loves him.
Yes.
The
Yes.
camera.
The camera's not wrong.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, Melissa, is that a euphemism? Are you calling yourself the camera?
Well, I will say that I definitely understand where Michael Burnham was coming from. Good choice,
Absolutely.
Michael. And he liked cats. Ah,
Yeah.
Big plus.
Yeah.
big plus.
Yeah. That's important.
Big plus. Your thoughts on cats, Doctor?
I can't go near them because I'm so allergic.
Oh, I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody in the live chat, let us know, cats, yay or nay?
I'm holding my
Okay.
thing to my thumbs up. There we go. Thumbs up. Hey, thumbs up, go. There we go. Thumbs up.
John Davis says, hey, Trek to Jersey. That's what he says in the live chat.
Yeah. We're making our thumbs up go.
Everybody that's listening in is like, what is going on? Okay. The point is, everybody, that I feel like we didn't cover Discovery enough. I feel bad about Discovery. Did we ignore?
Well, no,
They
we
gave us
didn't.
7 of their best
And I'll
years of
also
their
say
lives, and we gave them
Sci-Fi
like
Sisters
4
did a nice
minutes.
video about it.
Oh, cool.
And so people have been, we've been talking about Discovery a ton because it's
Yeah.
so good.
Mhm. And the Star Trek universe got Sonequa Martin Green, who is such a lovely, lovely light in this universe.
Absolutely. Well said. Mm-hmm.
But we do have to talk about other things since we're
She's gonna be at Trek to
Lower
Dallas,
Decks.
everybody.
Trek to Dallas.
Yeah, so check
Dallas.
that out. Trek to Dallas and Trek to San Francisco. Check your local listings, everybody. Trek to Dallas is gonna be like second weekend in November, and Trek to San Francisco will be the third weekend in January of
I can't go to Dallas.
2025. She also going to be in a Trek to Toronto, as well as.
Why are you so mean?
I wish.
Oh, I'm sorry. You see everybody in the live chat. Jenny lives somewhat near Toronto, comparatively speaking. So her ears would perk up if there were to be a convention in.
Yeah.
Some of them call it Toronto.
You never know.
It's Toronto.
Some creation ones are
Toronto.
Vancouver now.
Yeah, it's not Toronto.
It's Toronto.
Toronto.
You guys say Toronto.
Yeah. Toronto.
Toronto. Well,
Yeah.
you're skipping
The T
the
dot.
About it too much. Now I don't know how I say it because I'm thinking about it too much.
You say Toronto like everybody else, but Canadians call it Toronto.
Yeah.
Oh, since
That's
it's
what
Canadian,
it is. Yeah.
that's probably the way they say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, VFX art says no, Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah.
It's Toronto. There's a T there. I know I didn't imagine it.
Toronto.
It's like Ottawa. We also say Ottawa. Like
That's okay.
Ottawa? Ottawa.
That's you're not like
People say
skipping
it like that
letters.
now. Ottawa.
Ottawa?
Ottawa.
It's like if you
There's
called
two
it
T's in that.
It's like if you called it Ottawa and just like skip the W. Anyway,
Toronto.
so we got to move on. But Joel says it's pronounced Tranya. So we got that figured out.
Nice.
Amazing.
Tranya, good knowledge there.
Yeah.
Okay. So up next, oh boy, this is a fun one.
This is a fascinating
What
one.
you got? What you got?
Oh, well,
So let me preface this. So there's an official Star Trek magazine, which has been going on in some incarnation for the past 30 years, since 1994. And one really great place to hear about all of the backstory is Larry Nemechek's Trekland on YouTube. He just did like an in-depth deep dive of it and like the history this afternoon, because it is like fascinating history where like it's one of the things in like the golden era of Star Trek where fans who were fans from TOS sort of got to work in the industry, which was like adjacent to the actual studio. And like at one point there was like an office on the Paramount lot where they were working on this. You could get licensed to actually be able to talk about official Star Trek behind the scenes things. And at one point it was every month. And then like right now it's quarterly. And in this incarnation, instead of being like Star Trek Communicator or official Star Trek magazine, it's Star Trek Explorer. So anyway, it's been going for 30 years, and they just announced Trek Central broke the news yesterday, and then actual Star Trek Explorer emailed all of us subscribers today. And so the last edition has been announced, which is kind of a dark day because everybody's like, well, it's amazing it went on this long because like print media is dead, and like, but at the same point, it's since I subscribed last year, it's like so fun and just like I actually get excited to check my mail. And it's so nostalgic, like smelling the magazine. And it's also a way where like you get to feel really special. Like I got in, my name's in last one. And it's just like 10-year-old me looking in the 1994 early editions. I would never have been like, I'll never make it into the magazine. Like it's just
Mm.
it's exciting. And Lisa Herrera has a column every quarter when it's
Yeah.
fan. It's just like it's really special. And I personally feel like if it goes to digital, then it's just like in the digital landscape of a million other things. Where this was like
Totally.
being
So
able to
easy to get
hold it
lost.
is
Yeah.
so special. And
Mhm.
hmm
it gave a lot of people who are sort of like will work in different parts of Star Trek in the franchise. It gave them like stable income. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I loved it for a million reasons, and I think this is a huge loss, and I'm really sad
hmm
to hear.
Name 400,000.
Well, and it gave different sources for Star Trek content. It wasn't
Yeah.
just one source for, I mean, as far as articles go, there are different, like Lisa Herrera, as Anne Marie mentioned,
Yeah.
and like Larry Nemeczek. But then there's also contributing writers who write Star
Like
Trek
short
stories.
stories.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
hmm
Yeah. It is sad that it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
And it was just really, it was also because it's official. Like occasionally they throw in like official pictures you've never seen before. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that like the content that was always like top story or whatever. Yeah, it's like kind of out. I mean, I'm not like bashing it. It's maybe a little outdated by the time it comes out in the magazine, but that's
hmm
not why I buy it. I buy it for like all the other reasons, and it does like make the fandom part of the franchise feel more official by like
Yeah.
moving to the magazine.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge, huge loss.
hmm
Mhm.
And I wish it had been like promoted more.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
even. I think the cover of the magazine says like $9.99 American dollars, but I know for four I
Wow.
got like a deal last Black Friday that was like $24 for four, and it's the
hmm
most worth it thing ever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
we start with the tweet that like broke the news.
hmm
Mhm. Well, and also it kind of ties all of Star Trek and includes all of Star Trek because it highlights legacy Trek as well as new Trek.
Yeah.
And like one issue had the coverage on Worf's brother. And
Right.
yeah, and so there's all those kind of articles as well, which is kind of nice because you don't really get that in one place in, like Anne Marie said, in a tangible source,
hmm
a tangible magazine.
Oh yeah, and no freaking pop-up ads. And
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
it's just so special. And also like
Yeah.
seeing pictures when they would include pictures of like fan events or
hmm
fans at a premiere. It made it feel very special. Like this is
Yeah.
a franchise that's very inclusive, and it shows that it was sort of like kicked off back in 1994 by people who loved it
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
were really involved in fandom, like Dan Matson and people like
Yeah.
that. So it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Like getting those
very upsetting.
communicator issues in the 90s. I mean, for me, living in Nova Scotia, like
Yeah.
that was my lifeline. It was that and TV Guide. That was it, right? And but it was
Right.
like it would show up in the mail every month at that point, and it was like I mean, I used to just pore over it, and then I would cut them up and put them all over my walls, like,
Yeah.
but that was my connection
That's
to
so
like the
cute.
fandom, and yeah, like,
Yes,
oh,
I'd read it at Walden Books or at Barnes and Noble because I didn't have
mhm,
my parents would
Oh.
never buy it. And like
yeah,
it's just it's
mhm,
so sad this is going away. And like I was
yeah,
looking, I did some stalking of it, and like I know that their Facebook account has like 12,000 followers, and compared to some of the other magazines that Titan Books runs, like Star
yeah,
Wars, which has like 150,000. Like I get it, it's
Wow.
smaller, but like it's just sad.
So
And
mm,
it's only
special.
40 a year. Like, is there? I don't know.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
shocked that there's. It's just surprising.
yeah,
Kind of took my breath away
Mm.
that we're losing it.
mm,
Mm.
Yeah, that's a bummer because, like, there's, as you said, if it does go online, then everything's online.
mhm,
Mhm.
It's just going to get lost. It's going to get so lost in the avalanche, in the deluge of online Star Trek content,
Mhm.
besides this one, uh, besides what we're doing. But it really makes you feel a little nostalgic for those good old days. I
oh
remember
man, yeah,
personally I maybe had a total of 2 of those magazines because you don't really have all the money for that kind of stuff, but you'd see these magazines and you're like, there's an entire magazine devoted to Star Trek.
Yeah.
What a luxury.
Yeah.
What I think I remember, I think that's where I first read about Voyager before it came out, and where I first read about Enterprise before it came out. That's how you would find out about the new
Yeah.
show. It's like,
That's how I
here's
found
the
out
new
about
by the
Deep
show.
way-
Here's
Nine.
here's
Yeah.
the new cast. They'd have like a spread of like the new cast, and you'd like look over, okay, there's a Tom Paris character, there's a whatever character,
There's a Dr. Zimmerman.
Ned didn't
Famous-
say that.
It did.
It did in TV
Famously, it
Guide.
did.
Yeah.
Did it? Oh, I didn't see
Yes.
TV
Yeah.
Guide.
It was like put out before they changed it. It was amazing.
Got it here.
But
Somewhere.
Wow.
I
you
mean,
have
like even in
TV Guide?
July,
Yeah.
that
TV
was
Guide.
that was like the iconic TV Guide. I remember
Yeah.
like I got it and I was reading it before a tennis lesson one summer. Oh my god, it was so good. And I was like, ooh, Volana Torres sounds cool.
Exotic.
She might be mean because she's half Klingon. But
Yeah.
nobody has as good a hair as Deanna Troy, but I'll still watch it.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Uh,
Yeah.
that
It
and
says
then I have
Yeah.
like
Picardo will play Dr. Zimmerman.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing.
exactly.
And how
It was
amazing
epic.
is it that we get that now for Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, and
Right?
Robert Ricardo will be playing Dr. Zimmerman. I don't know.
The
Yeah.
other thing about like Explore
Explore.
is like
Mind-blowing.
even in July they had Walter write a short story, like a fiction short
Yeah.
story for the magazine, and it's like, what other franchise is having like their actors from 1960s writing who love to write sci-fi short stories?
That's
for
crazy.
it? Like
That's so
just
cool.
nothing tied the whole franchise together better than this magazine. I'm just-
Yeah.
and it was
I
like done
agree.
with so much love,
Mhm.
and all the ads were actually like really good things to know. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this Star Trek book is coming out. Oh, this is coming out. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it is such a loss. I'm really sad about this.
Yeah.
So, basically, like the thing behind us is going to be the final cover for, I guess, episode, like issue 14, which they're saying will come out in December, but there's confusion about like, is there a delay or not?
Mm. Hmm.
Hmm.
So there's a poll in the live chat here, everybody. Question is, what are you more nostalgic for? When Star Trek Explorer was new or the first day of Discovery? Because
Aw.
you remember those days of Star Trek Explorer, and it's got the magazine and the wonderment and the wow, but then you also remember 2017 when Discovery was new, and you're gathering up your friends and you're like, yay, Star Trek is back. Sneaking in some thumbs up there, Jenny. And then she's like,
Yours happened so quick.
so that's the poll, everybody. It's a toughie for me,
Mhm.
but I think I know my answer. I think my answer is A, that Discovery party was a great time and I miss it.
Mhm.
But I don't miss it more than the 90s. The 90s
Well,
were a
and
rager,
it wasn't,
man.
well, it's a
Woo!
misleading question
Get the
because it
90s
was
back,
not,
baby.
it was not always called Star Trek Explorer, but I get what I get what
What
you
was it
mean.
called?
It was
Well,
it was
like the official
the-
Star Trek magazine and the Communicator.
yeah, it was the official fan
Communicator
club
is what I
magazine,
remember, yeah.
and then it was Communicator, yeah.
And then why did they change it to Explorer from Communicator?
Well, I think it took a little bit of a hiatus, and then when I
Mm.
mean, I have to go back. I got a call during Larry's like amazingly detailed history synopsis, but like at some point, maybe after Enterprise or something, even though a JJ movie was coming, it was like put on hold. It was
Because I
sort of
remember
like
it being
it had a similar
Communicator for a
thing.
long time, I
Yes,
thought.
it had a similar like weird history, like Star Trek, like Star Trek.com. But unlike Star Trek.com, it did kind of get brought back by the same people and not like a overhaul
Yeah.
of, and now a weird website. Like this was
Yeah.
super.
Man, I remember like so this started in 94.
Yes.
And so like the
And Larry got
mid
involved
to
in
late 90s,
97,
I
I
remember
think.
my favorite memory of that time was learning to walk, being an
Learning how to walk
infant.
drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, drunk.
1994, yeah.
Actually, yeah, 94
Exactly,
was.
right? Yeah.
So
Wow.
if you go to Facebook Messenger, I sent you two screenshots, which was the email that Star Trek Explorer sent the subscribers, and there's some hilarious parts
Oh, I've
to it.
already got
Although
it.
it's bittersweet.
You already emailed it to me. I'll use
No,
that.
no.
No, no,
Go on,
no.
hilarious. I don't want everyone knowing my Star Trek Explorer ID numbers.
It says, okay, I'll pull it up here.
Okay. I mean, it's so sad, but then there's also a classically ridiculous thing that Star Trek fans have to deal with thing in it.
It says, you read it on your phone. Dear Anne Marie, we regret to tell you that Star Trek Explorer number 14. How is it number 4? Oh, because it was rebranded as Explorer. Okay.
Yeah.
On sale December 2024 will be the last issue of the magazine. We're all going to buy it. It's been an incredible nearly 20-year journey, and we're so
also
happy to
weird.
have been able to share it with you. So what happens next? If you still have issues left on your subscription, you have the following options. You can move your subscription over to Star Wars Insider magazines. Hey, all right. For example, if you have 2 issues left on your Star Trek Explorer magazine, you will receive the next 2 issues of Star Wars Insider. They need
we don't have to go on, but I'm like, way to fucking rub it in, guys.
They gotta. That just makes me think like they should have a better name than Explorer and Insider. You know what I mean? Explorer kind of works because Star Trek, they're explorers.
Yeah.
But Star Wars Insider, they should call it like the Star Wars, Order 66 or
Exactly.
You know what?
something like
What
that.
I would love to know is how many people roll it over to Star Wars.
I would. I mean, what other options are there?
Refund.
Get your money back.
Oh, nah, whatever.
I have to figure
You're
out
like,
It's
where
too
my
much work.
subscription
salt in the
is.
room.
How many issues I have left.
But I really think that they should be like, if you have 2 issues left, you could get 4 of the next one to make it up to you,
Yeah.
Or you can just
Yeah,
get your
good
money
point.
back.
Yeah, that too.
But they're also
Or-
always delayed, so I'm also confused. Like, do I have 1 or 2 left?
You know what they should do? And they still have time. They should create a Star Trek Explorer t-shirt, commemorative t-shirt.
Yes.
And say, if you have 2 issues
Mhm.
left, you can choose to get this t-shirt instead.
Yeah.
Wait, or just
That would be
have it for
awesome.
sale because I would just buy
Right.
it. Well,
Yeah.
You
also
could
what
buy
I
it
was,
or you could just do that.
what I do wish is that this had been announced and there was a window where like if enough people enrolled, they would go ahead and keep it.
Mm. Yeah.
We need to fly a
So-
plane.
Fly a plane out here to get something renewed.
On the Starship Communicator.
But to follow this bad news is to happy things, which are 2 different ways you can get into the final edition. Which I just have to say, from
Ooh.
personal experience, it was a highlight of my year seeing my name in print because I asked Larry a question that got taken into the magazine, and like after being a huge fan of it and thinking it's the coolest thing for 3 decades, I would encourage people to try and also to be like, I'm in the last issue. That's pretty amazing.
One Trek fan says that she'll pass it on to the editor too, because she'd love a t-shirt as well.
Yeah, right?
Please do. I think that's a
Great
really great
idea.
idea.
Also, their font is great. I would totally buy a t-shirt.
Are they planning on becoming something online or rebranding or what? Because
nothing, it seems like it hasn't been addressed at all. I mean, I just don't think Titan Books is interested in it. And then Star Trek has StarTrek.com if they want to use it.
Right.
They don't get the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it hasn't been, I don't think it's been advertised enough. Like,
well, Anne-Marie, I think what they don't
know.
get, what they do get is the financial aspect. I'm
Yes,
assuming,
but I'm saying like they
I'm
just
assuming
didn't
that it's just
advertise
that
enough.
nobody's buying it anymore and they've just given
yeah.
up on trying to beat a dead horse and they're like, okay, fine, we're not going to do it anymore. And then everybody's like, well, no, don't leave. Like Toys R Us.
Well, this
They're
is
like,
the
you
most
haven't been
publicity it's
here for
gotten for a
15
while.
years. We have to close
Yes.
our doors. Don't, but we like to know that you exist.
Well, first of
Exactly,
all,
like
I went.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
No,
Like
I would
Blockbuster,
go.
just
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
open. I won't
Yes.
go,
Yeah.
but stay
I want to.
open.
No. At this point, I would go to a Blockbuster.
I'll go there and buy
I
some
would too.
goobers.
Well, I have to say, like, suddenly this episode that just came out, they're like letting a couple news outlets give a little sneak peek of things that are inside it. I just feel like that's what it needed this whole time because that VFX magazine that Star Trek's always putting exclusives in, they promote a lot and they like
Yeah.
drop little like teasers and news outlets. I just feel like it needed more of that.
hmm
Or maybe like because I got it on the Black Friday deal, which was a great deal. Like more stuff like that, or like here's how you get a free issue, things like that could have helped.
Yeah.
They should also combine, because I'm trying to think, like, this is increasingly a digital world, right? So how do they keep up with that and stay in, like, keep things tangible and then stay in actual things? Well, they should partner up with like conventions, have
Yes.
Obviously, that was my thought, but then the issue
they
is
the
license
issue
crap.
is
is the license crap. But like obviously that was my initial thought when I first got it. Like this is the way to announce like specific like things
well, I
about
just mean like
conventions and roll it
like
out.
they could be handing out or
Yes.
including the magazine at conventions.
Yeah.
Like because that's where people are getting physical items. This is where
Exactly.
people buy physical items. And then you go, here's a magazine or the magazine sale. There's a Star Trek Explorer table, like
Absolutely.
at any convention. I mean, there's got to be something there, but they know better than I. I'm
Absolutely.
sure they've been doing it 30
Well,
years.
and I had actually like contacted them when we were doing VTCs and like no response ever.
Well,
but
you had to
yeah.
mail it, Anne-Marie. They're all physical. You had to
Exactly.
write out a letter,
It's just so sad.
fold
I'm gonna
it,
miss
put a
it.
stamp in the envelope on the envelope, and like you write an address or something. I don't remember.
And it's been
But
like
I think that's what
Christmas
it was.
opening it and like seeing like what? I didn't know One Trek Fan has a whole page column every month, or like, oh my god, I didn't know this person is a short story. Like I hate checking my mail because it's all like garbage. But
It is. It's all garbage.
oh my gosh,
I
it's
mail
been
you my
so
garbage.
Fun.
You're gonna get a bunch of See's candy wrappers next week.
Hmm.
So that's
okay, so
sad.
the poll,
But,
we're
so
closing
here
out
the- Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, let's share the 2 ways you can be in the final issue.
Okay. So the poll ends with 54% of you saying the first day of discovery gives you more of a feeling of nostalgia. That's a little surprising to me.
Hmm.
But that was a good day. It was a good
Interesting.
time.
That's really cool.
2017, before the world blew up.
Mhm.
Yes. It was an enjoyable event because, yeah, there were a lot of people that went to that premiere and that were on the blue carpet and they were all decked out in their cosplay gear.
That's
so
cool.
That would be a memorable time for them.
Definitely. That's really cool.
All right, so what am I pulling up here, Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel?
So first we have it's Facebook solicitations for Star Trek Explorer from John Freeman, who I think is one of the editors or like chief editor.
Sorry, I don't see it.
It's underneath Star Trek Explorer in the email.
All right, here it is, everybody.
Him and then Larry.
Yeah, that's so cool. Larry Nemeczek, he's always killing it.
So much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So first, here is Larry Nemeczek's Trekland. Well, you've all seen the news by now. I hadn't. Star Trek Magazine Explorer ends in December. So for the last time, and here's your chance to be part of history, here's my call. Who's got a canon or background Trek question for the final edition of A Fistful of Data?
Or his second one called Cannon Fodder, which was the one I got into.
Ongoing since 1997. I'll pick a few for the final column in print.
Like it's just amazing that he's had that column since I was 13. It's amazing. Such a good name for it.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Is this the other one? Yeah. John Freeman says this from a website called facebook.com, by the way, everybody.
Mhm.
It says solicitations for Star Trek Explorer number 14, the final issue, out in the US in December. Now live with the link. We're going out with a bang. Thank you to everyone who read or reads the magazine for your support and everyone who has contributed to it. Both on my 3 tours of duty and for other editors, and names a bunch of people. Hard to believe that when it began as Star Trek Magazine back in 1995, edited by me then, too, the title would run for 30 years. Thank you, one and all.
What was that?
I want to see, I tried Googling it earlier, but I can't find it. I want to see the first issue.
Oh, because is it because it was called?
Yeah, it might be.
What's it called? Communicator at first?
No.
It was called the Star Trek Magazine or
Official
something.
magazine.
Try again to find it.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite things, and I don't have where is it? I don't have a Communicator magazine, but I've got like an old Starlog Star Trek
Oh, I
like
love the
TNG
Yeah.
like special. But one of the things that I love about it is like the ads for merch with,
Yeah.
you know, like the old pre-Photoshop, like where they've literally like
Yes.
Yeah. Look
Oh
at
my
those
God.
ties.
Oh my God, right? Like, and I remember just poring over this stuff, like, oh yeah, and like the pins, and it being just like
Wow.
the most exciting thing I'd ever seen in my life, you know?
So cool.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
magazine has like, what is it, 100 and, oh God,
It's
like
also
two,
really hard to find because there's like a
225.
conversion like here in UK. So like UK would like keep numbering over and over while like the US would like restart. So it's like very hard to try and mine this data.
Mhm.
Okay, I think I found it, and it says it was published by Starlog. Is that correct?
No, that's a separate.
It says the official Star Trek magazine.
Was it? Wasn't it official? It gets
Was it
really.
published by Starlog originally?
I don't think so. I think
Look.
it was actually through a license from
Volume 1,
Oh,
the
Yeah.
look at
official
that.
Oh,
magazine
no,
series, Deep
that's
Space Nine.
I think this is when they have
That's the same
series
as
for
this.
each series. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this
No.
was also published by Starlog, but it was a specific, it wasn't the Star Trek
Well, it
official.
says the official magazine
Yeah, but it's the
series.
official magazine
Wasn't the
series
original
of
one?
Deep Space Nine.
Okay, well, before we do find it, look at this.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
I
Great
had that
Photoshop,
one.
guys. I can see the line.
I had that issue. That issue got cut up and put all over my wall.
I love it.
Little
That's
baby
so
Jake.
great.
4
Oh
fantastic posters.
Oh
Remember
my
magazines had
gosh.
posters in them?
Yes.
Oh yeah, see, this is
Yes.
before that. You're right. This is 1993.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's like an official Star Trek magazine, and then it's like official fan club, which I think is the original official.
Yeah, it
But
is.
they also had been doing magazines like before it became like it's really common. That's why you have to watch Larry's YouTube video on Larry Nemechek Trek
All right, I think we found it. Here it is. It says the official monthly magazine, March 1995, Star Trek. Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard interviewed. Star Trek Voyager exclusive news and reviews. Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The first crossover inside. Woo-wee. Free bookmark.
Oh yeah.
And it's data. What a life. See, it says number 1.
That's
Or 3 pounds.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The free bookmark.
Oh my God. Up at the top left corner of the, like up there, the Undiscovered Country magazine. I had that one too.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's how I ended up with
That's
that
just
picture
the
of Kurtwood
best.
Smith on my wall. Oh yeah. I love that one.
Man,
That I think was the first Star Trek magazine I ever got. That specific issue.
Oh, I can't believe we
that's
don't
magical. That
follow
feels like a
that.
Yeah.
magical time right
I
there.
know. I know.
I'm like nostalgic for the life you had right now.
I know.
Like,
I
that's
was
so good.
thinking that too. I had no idea
Amazing.
these magazines existed.
I don't even know how
And
I
then
found out.
I
They'd be
always,
at like Walden
Mm.
Books, Barnes and Noble. They were always in like like they had their own section, and then like Media Play. They would have a whole Star Trek section next to their tiny Babylon 5
Yeah, I
section.
Yeah,
must have
Media
I
Play
I'm
must
was
have found
like,
it
cool.
at like a store like a magazine. There was a couple of like big magazine stores we used to go to every few weeks maybe
oh,
in a city far away.
yeah.
thinking back to a
Toronto,
time where
Yeah,
like
it's
magazines
Toronto,
in the grocery aisle
Toronto.
actually had Star Trek stuff on the cover was crazy.
yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
I just looked at my TV guide. When is Deep Space Nine on? When is Deep Space Nine on?
Yes.
And when there was an article about Deep Space Nine, oh, it's Deep Space
Hmm.
Nine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just found my complete set of the mini cards that I got from from the Hostess potato chips. Like
What?
all of the Next
Amazing.
Generation ones, but I found there was a set of Deep Space Nine ones too. I gotta, yeah, I'll bring them
Potato
next time.
chips? What? You mean like the when people see Jesus in a potato chip? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
Yes,
no, no,
yes.
no, no, no. Like
Or on a
like
piece of
back in the
toast?
90s, they would sometimes they would do a promotion with like trading cards, but like mini ones. And they did it with Next
Amazing.
Generation. So there's this whole set of cards.
Like mini cards?
Just
That's
just
awesome.
hold on. Just
All right, let's pause, everybody. She just disappeared into the magazine.
That's tough.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
I just remembered I
was
had
quick.
these. I know. I knew exactly where they were because I found them the other day. But yeah, so
Wow.
like I've got this whole collection of little mini trading cards.
They're so cute.
I know, little tiny ones.
Wow.
Oh
And then they
my
had
gosh.
like fold out ones that had like a special episode.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
I
wait,
know.
wait. What's the special episode?
Well, this
Is
was
that like the whole
this was
script right there?
this is Encounter at Farpoint.
Oh my gosh. It's
This is
screen grabs of
brilliant.
it.
Yeah,
That's
Canada, folks.
amazing.
Wait,
But
you got that in a bag of potato chips?
yeah,
What
well,
are they
a bunch
thinking?
of bags of potato chips. And so these are all like the different like episode fold out ones.
We have Frito-Lay
And
in the States. How come we
Why
don't
don't
get
That's
we
cool little
do that?
cards?
And what was most important, the one that I really wanted to show you, because they also had Deep Space Nine. Look at the little tiny
Uh-huh.
baby.
Imagine.
He's so tiny. Look how small he is. Oh my God.
Does he still
Oh my
smell like
God.
barbecue
He
flavor?
does.
And like we know somebody who had
Yeah.
their face in a potato chip bag.
Right?
It's amazing.
Was
Yeah,
it
I
at
wanna
least
give him that.
packaged inside the chip, or was it just
Yeah, no.
amongst the chips?
Inside the bag, they were in like a little plastic sleeve, that was
Amazing.
How
sealed.
many cards came in each bag of chips?
Just one card.
Oh my God. So that's like
That's
40
a
bags of
lot
chips.
of-
Yeah, I mean, at one
chips.
point, I think I had friends giving them to me too.
Yeah.
But there's like 30 of these.
And so
Aw.
but then one of the bags of chips like had this crazy like full Encounter at Farpoint episode.
Yeah, they had
That's nuts.
Encounter at
What a find.
Farpoint, Where No One Has Gone Before, The Last Outpost, a lot of first season, Hide and Q, Best of Both Worlds, Redemption, iBoard,
That you could
and
unfold and
Unification.
it's like a little booklet.
Yeah, Unification. Whew.
Oh my gosh. Look at this.
Oh,
Yeah. Love it.
that's so cool.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Back to the 90s, folks. Back to the 90s.
How could they afford to do that for
I
a
don't
bag
know.
of chips?
I don't know. I
The
don't know.
PR.
So
Yeah.
wait, so you're saying you would get all that and a bag of chips?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, talk to the hand.
Exactly. Oh my
That's
God,
incredulous.
it's so back together. I know.
That
I
is
know.
wonderful. It's like
Mhm.
the cereal boxes with the prize at the bottom.
Exactly. The funny thing
I
about
would-
this is that any like any Gen Xer that I talk to like remembers these. This is like important. This is a part of our Canadian heritage. You know?
God, you guys have moose and that.
Yes, we do have moose. We do
That's
have
awesome.
moose. There you go,
Many
bud.
meese.
Many moose.
Anyway.
Anyway, sorry. That was very
No,
yeah.
that was glorious.
It's
What was your
amazing.
favorite? How many different kinds of chips were there, and which was your favorite before we move on? I'm just really fascinated by this.
This should not surprise you at all, but I really I'm a regular chip
Yeah.
fan. I like a gentle salt chip. Um the popular Canadian chip is the all dressed. That's
All
like
Ooh, I
dressed.
wanted to try that.
yeah, it's like barbecue and salt and vinegar and ketchup kind of. Because we have ketchup chips too.
Ketchup.
That's another thing, ketchup chips. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. I don't like them, but it's people do.
They don't like you either.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care. I got my cool encounter at
That's
PowerPoint.
amazing.
Freaking cool.
Gotta insure those.
That's the thing. Because they're out of the packages. No, yeah,
That's
no
amazing.
good.
What do they look
Still,
like?
they're
What do they
still
look like still
wonderful.
in the packages, though?
I mean, don't you have to take them
Just
out to
like
know which
this.
way they were?
Here they are.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there they are. Oh my God, that's awesome. Well
That's
done.
so cool. There's a tricorder.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
kind of loser kept them?
So there were
and
characters
kept them in the bag
and
for
there were
Exactly.
ships.
Yeah. Yeah. No Odo's first intimacy, unfortunately.
Oh, boo.
Oh
I know
my
I
God.
have that card somewhere, and
I have
to
that card.
find it.
I've got that set too.
Odo's first
Epic.
intimacy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because again,
These
because it was just because I didn't have we didn't have the internet, right? So anything you could get your hands on that
Yes.
was
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I was at this, so Broadway has a flea market every year, and basically
Yeah.
like the theaters take the stuff that's like in old offices or like hanging on the wall and just like or in storage boxes somewhere and just bring it to the street, and then like the over $1 million they make goes to HIV research
That's
and
Yeah.
charity.
so cool.
But I saw Sue, who works at a Broadway theater, Sue from
Mm.
Women at Wharf. She does like the best booth of the whole thing, and they just like bring out all these props that like it's just so random what's there, or like fabric swatches or like chairs from the theater. And I was like, God, can you imagine if Star Trek conventions were like this, where like at the
Right?
booth you could actually, oh, this was from this episode and here it is, you
Right.
can have it. And she's like, that's how they used to be, but then all you nerds, all us
We
nerds
bought
like bought it
everything.
all. And there just aren't
That's
like a
amazing.
million shows anymore. Amazing.
That's actually hilarious.
So check this out up next.
Mm.
From Facebook.com,
Ooh.
Larry Nemechek's Trekland posts, we are thrilled to announce Star Trek Prodigy creators and showrunners Dan and
Ninth
Kevin
anniversary.
Hegman.
Larry was so ahead of the curve on all of this kind of stuff.
Seriously, wow, 9 years he's been
Well,
doing.
this is just his live Zooms with fans.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
And so yeah, the upcoming one is like the free sampler open house. So make sure you're following Larry Nemechek's Trekland for more
And he's
information.
creating cool little graphics too.
Mhm.
Oh my God, I met the Germans who had actually made his initial like what do you call it? Bumpers back in
Oh,
like
cool.
2012. They were at STLV Lolita. They were on like Team Lolita helping.
crazy.
But like they had made such cool bumpers where like it would be like the armchairs of the actual ship, and then it like zooms in and then blows up and you're in like a screen seeing what Larry's gonna talk about. It was so cool.
That's cool.
I met them at Masquerade Bar one night.
Well, this
And I
is
was like,
also a
"What?"
gigantic. I remember talking to them, but it was in like the hall. It was just kind of in
These guys
passing.
are everywhere. I was like, what? You're the ones who created that? I'm so starstruck.
So check this out, everybody. You might enjoy this piece of news. Aaron J. Waltke, speaking of Prodigy, says, according to the latest Netflix data report, 1.3 million people watched Star Trek Prodigy Season 1 between January and June of 2024. It was the most watched Star Trek show on Netflix worldwide by a factor of 4.
That's awesome.
Not bad for a series
Oh.
that's been out for 2 years.
Oh,
That's pretty
that's so
great.
great.
pretty
It's weird that they're
great.
making Star Trek fight other Star
I
Trek
also
shows.
Well,
like
you know.
seeing it. I mean, to be next to like Outlander, that's pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And such round
that's
numbers. Wow, what a
fantastic.
coincidence. That's weird that
That's really strange.
I don't know if Netflix's measurements are that great. If they just they round to the nearest 100,000.
Mhm.
Like, don't you guys have enough technology yet to where it can say like 1,311,406 or something like that? Like,
Good
don't you have a
point.
counter?
Oh,
I mean, they have
no.
computers at Netflix, I bet.
Mhm.
Give us the
One would
real
think.
number. We can take it.
Yeah.
Okay, so up next, I thought that was interesting, and shocking. Very good, very
Yeah.
huge. So up next, you'll enjoy this, everybody.
Hmm.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2. No, you guys don't want to hear that news.
Season
Sorry.
2.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 4 to
Aha.
begin filming earlier than expected. Well, we
Fun.
like that, don't we?
Well, since we're kind of like starting to run out of time, what's cool is that Anson Mount had initially kind of said like spring and people were surmising like April-ish.
Mhm.
But from what Paul Wesley says he's starting to shoot in February
Yeah.
and we don't really know what episode he'll be in, so it could actually potentially start filming
Right.
like even earlier. But it was part of a Hollywood Reporter interview, which is actually fascinating because he and his co-star from Vampire Diaries started the like Bourbon Brothers whiskey brand. And wait, bourbon's a kind of whiskey, right?
Yeah.
And anyway, it's like one of the top companies, like growth wise. They've shipped out like 100,000 cases since they
Mhm.
started 3 years ago. Like it's actually really fascinating. So while the interview was like talking about their bourbon, and then while he's filming, his like co-star Ian is covering for him. I'm like, it's just so fascinating how well, like, I don't know that much about the alcohol industry, but I would assume it's very competitive.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would
Those
imagine.
Vampire Diaries stands are rapid.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. They're bloodthirsty.
Mhm.
So but then I was doing the math in my head, which is where I do most math.
That's
And I was
astounding to
thinking,
me.
does the 18-month rule still apply to this?
Yes.
Where like that would mean that it would come out in the late summer of 2026, the next season.
Mhm.
No, doesn't it
But
always
Oh,
seem
keep
like
in
they're sort of
mind,
matching it up in the calendar?
yeah,
but
Like
we
what
still
Yeah.
time of
have
year they come out?
Jenny's
keep in
saying,
mind,
keep in mind that season 3 is not going to come out until maybe like spring.
yeah.
right.
So then late summer would
So
only
that's
maybe
actually
be
not
like
that
14
huge.
months later,
Yeah.
something
Yes,
like that.
right,
Not too
exactly.
bad.
Yeah. It feels like
Okay.
a lot now, but it's, yeah, if you remember that there's a whole actual season coming still,
Right.
Yeah.
it's
It's a
not
nice buffer.
Oh
quite
my
so bad.
gosh,
And
just wait
lower
more
The
decks
best-
episodes
in
this season.
October.
The
Yeah.
best thing to hold us
I can't
over
wait.
for season 4 of Strange New Worlds is season 3 of Strange New Worlds.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's
That'll hold
cool.
us over.
Oh my god, I just need
Mhm.
more Scotty. So cute.
Martin Quinn.
He's
Mhm.
so hilarious. Oh, I need to follow up with John Orgala because he started watching the show that I found Martin Quinn in
Right.
and Alice Eve, The Lovers. Just what he thought. It's so good.
Oh, I watched it. It was
Oh, did
funny.
you?
Yes, I did. It was
I thought
so
it was
funny.
so good.
What a
Awesome.
clever show. It was a clever show. Very
Yes.
sweet. And it's
Cool.
a limited series, so yeah.
Oh,
it was-
nice.
It's really like a 3-hour movie or like a little bit less.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh god, he's so funny in it. I was like, can you have him in more? Like Martin Quinn, like by the end, like every time they would show him just like in a background shot looking at you, it would like make me giggle. Like there's something about his like deadpan delivery of everything that is just amazing.
Cool.
Mm.
Well, we've got one more thing here that we've got to point out. It's from our friend John Orchiola at
Ooh.
screenrant.com. He says, I hope this Star Trek Strange New Worlds couple doesn't break up in season 3. Well, what if they don't break up? But what if
She dies.
yeah, what if she dies?
I mean, she's infected
Captain
with the
Battelle,
Gorn.
right?
I don't think she's gonna die.
That's what I'm
No.
really worried she's gonna die.
I
I've
feel
been
like
she would
if
have
she was
already-
so
gonna,
long, she's not
if
dying.
she was gonna die, I feel like it would fit more as a season finale.
Mhm.
Mm.
Because that makes you feel like it's super dire when you go into the cliffhanger into the next. Oh my God, people are dying. But if nobody dies by the end of the season, I feel like they're a little safer at the beginning of the
Mhm.
next season. I feel that
Mm.
way.
I don't trust it. The fact that she gave him a necklace, I was just like, don't give him a memento because
Right.
then you're gonna die.
Mhm.
We're gonna always
And he's
see
always
humans with
gonna.
the necklace. Like,
Mhm.
I was just when I saw that, I was like, uh-oh.
I feel like Pike's got enough to carry.
I
I
know.
feel like they don't
I
need
want
to add
I want
anything.
that.
What's that
And I
mean?
don't think they're
Yeah.
going
them-
to.
I just want to see them be happy. I don't even want to see any like plots. I just want to see them hanging out.
Just
Going
want
on
to see them
cute
hanging
dates.
out and be friends and talk and
Going to that
laugh. And
stylish
Cooking.
bar. Yeah.
Cooking.
Cooking.
Get rid of plots in Star Trek and I'll be happy.
Maybe the like Pike Short Trek's cooking show.
Yes.
You know?
Joshua Reeves says that she's gonna trade herself for the hostages.
I'm so
Mm.
worried.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything
All
is
right.
possible.
yeah, feels like it's still a lot of months away. So I'm trying not to think about it too. That just
Mhm.
makes me want to see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll watch the first 20 episodes while I'm
I
waiting.
mean,
That's available, I
Hey.
bet. We've
There's
got
also
Lower
a-
Decks coming
yeah.
out in exactly 1 month.
Mhm.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Yeah.
And
I can't believe I feel like any day we're gonna start hearing all the people on Twitter. I got the screeners. I can tell you it's a good season. Like,
yeah,
Mhm.
they love that's their way of trying to brag that they got the screeners is by thinking that somebody asked them, is it a good trust me,
Trust me.
you're gonna like this season. I've watched it and it's
Yeah.
really good. Really, because it's Star Trek and you
According
like
one of
to
my-
it.
you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna say, nobody's ever gonna say, I got the screeners and it sucked. It was dumb. I didn't even finish watching it. If it was a physical screener, it would be a coaster right now.
That
It's such a
always
Star
does
Trek
the
thing.
opposite of what it's intended. I'm like, okay, so no, just because you say you like it doesn't mean I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the X-Files for a really long time for this reason. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Mhm.
And then I saw an episode and I really liked it
Mhm.
and watched all of it, the X-Files, but I'm one of those people
So
like,
you
no.
should have listened to them.
Yeah, no, but just because somebody tells me
Yep.
it's good doesn't mean it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Your opinion isn't the same as my opinion.
Yeah.
True.
I'm with
Thank
you on
goodness
this.
for that.
Okay, want to do like a couple real quick hits that are fun things to end
Yeah,
the TMV
sure.
with, starting with LeVar Burton.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Jenny,
All
that
right.
reminded me of Muhammad. No, she did the expectations.
Oh,
Oh, he does do that. He does do that.
he takes Krav Maga, so he's very punchy.
I love that.
All right, here we go. You'll enjoy this one. LeVar Burton says Thursday,
I
October
love that
3rd.
turn.
What the heck? Trivial Pursuit? How fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like how
That's
happy he looks and
fun.
everybody looks. I love
Yeah.
it.
It's
I want
kind of
that.
his
Yeah.
own, it's kind of his own Jeopardy. I wonder
Yes.
if, remember
That's
when
what
he was
happened.
pitching to work for Jeopardy?
Mhm.
I wonder if there were some people that were like, hey, we
This
think
is
you'd
the
be a
fallout
great
of that.
host.
I think that's
What would
literally
you
what
like
happened.
to do? And
Yeah.
he said, I want to do Trivial Pursuit. And they
Yeah.
said, done.
Yes.
And he's like,
Wow,
Star
that's
Trek
so
Trivial
much
Pursuit. And they're like, yes.
fun.
One
Yeah.
day.
Oh,
That'll happen one
Muhammad's in the live chat. Yay!
If you say his name 3 times, he appears. That's how it works.
Yay!
Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice. Muhammad Noor.
Oh, yeah.
So this is really fun. So this is
So
on the
not
CW beginning on Thursday, October
Mhm.
3rd. That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow, everybody. I'll watch the
Yeah.
heck out of that.
He's so
Absolutely.
cute. Oh, I love him.
I love
He's
quiz
so
shows.
Also,
dapper.
CBR.com, our good friend Joshua M. Patton, who never disappoints. He always writes such
Yes,
excellent
such a great
articles.
writer.
He writes, 5 years later, this Star Trek star remains the franchise's greatest ambassador.
Mhm.
So we're not going to read this whole thing for
A
you, everybody,
beautiful
but you got to go
article
see it
that we
yourself.
shared so we shared it to the virtual TrekCon group also, and Seventh Rule, of course.
Check it out, everybody. CBR.com or the Seventh Rule group or Virtual TrekCon group, and read it with some root beer
Yes,
Yeah.
and some
and
gummy worms.
just have to say, Joshua Reeve is one of my favorite writers. Just
Joshua M.
such
Patton,
beautiful.
too.
I mean, sorry,
So
Joshua M. Patton.
thoughtful.
Such beautiful writing. I like
Mhm.
totally teared up, and just such a great read.
So thoughtful.
And Joshua
Yeah.
Reeve, great Twitter account
Yes.
about Star Trek Legacy Renewed.
All right, so let's talk about the week ahead. As you know, we kind of rev up by talking about yesterday first. That's how you talk about the week ahead, right? You pull back before you launch. And so,
Pinball machine.
yes, exactly that. On the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, we released our full review of, well, kind of like the Explorer magazine, Final Mission, everybody.
Mhm.
So check that out. The full review is up on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel right now for your viewing and listening pleasure. Coming in 2025, your smelling pleasure. It's going to be a scratch and sniff podcast. You're going to love it. It's going to smell like blueberries.
Amazing.
It's going to smell like Tang. Remember Tang?
Yeah.
And it's going to smell like rosemary because, whatever. It'll smell like Rosemary's Baby.
Sure.
All right.
But a particularly really special episode because it's fun to hear Jake Sisko like his take watching the Wesley episodes.
Mhm.
Really
Mhm.
good.
I love how Anne-Marie's always like, but Ryan, let's say something serious.
Well,
Not
it's
everything
just
has to be stupid.
yes.
Most things can be stupid, but not
Yeah,
everything.
but when it's so good, you have to mention it.
That's so true because he's got like the best perspective. He's the only
Mhm.
other person on this planet that has such a similar and close perspective.
Yeah.
He was kind of like Deep Space Nine's Wesley Crusher at 1st, but they quote, wanted to improve
Corrected.
upon the mistakes that they
Mhm.
made with Wesley. So, I am so sorry to inform you all that this Friday there's probably not going to be a Star Trek and Chill unless they have Wi-Fi in Chicago. I don't know. I've never been, so I don't
Doubtful.
know. I think it's kind of a farm town.
There's not going to be one because I'm going to be at the fun restaurants that look like Star Trek sets.
You haven't been at the last few Star Trek and Chills anyway. That doesn't mean it.
Oh, that's true.
She's like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to be having a burger, you guys. You
Yeah,
can't.
bye.
You can't. You
Later.
weren't there anyway. No, but she's right. Probably no Star Trek and Chill, everybody, this week. But then we'll come right back on Sunday. We've got our first segment review on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time of Season 4, Next Generation episode, Clues. That is a
That
good
is so
one.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Scary.
Clues. Do you know it's the last episode in the first half of Next Generation?
That's
Is it?
crazy.
Do you also know it's the first Joe Manaski episode?
Whoa.
And he's gone on to have the Orville for All Mankind. Like he's still working and doing things that are related. It's amazing.
That guy's
I
a
love,
workhorse.
I
Started
love
with
knowing
old
the first
McDuff.
episodes. No. Clues is similar. McDuff is a different.
Oh, that's
right,
Conundrum.
Right, Conundrum. Right. Whoop.
I love that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's one of my
Gotcha.
favorites.
Okay.
I love Clues too.
They're
Yeah.
so similar. And
Mhm.
It is, yeah,
Various
very much
ways.
so. So
love the
that is
movie,
this
too.
Sunday
Oh my God, the movie's so good.
in the game. This
And the
Sunday
game.
at
And the
9
game.
a.m. Pacific, 12
But
p.m.
also the
Eastern
movie.
time. Then on Tuesday, come right back here to the virtual TrekCon YouTube channel where we will talk.
Monday.
Not on Tuesday?
Well, you skip Monday.
Oh, on Tuesday, come right back here to the virtual TrekCon YouTube channel at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll talk about all the news of the week. And we'll also talk about all the debauchery of the weekend, or as Picard calls it, the weekend.
Yeah.
The weekend. And as Anne-Marie correctly said, I skipped over Monday. So sorry. this coming Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We've got our full review coming up of Next Generation Season 4 episode The Loss.
Don't forget
The
you're going to be on Central
Loss.
Time all weekend.
Mhm.
You know,
And an outlet mall has been
YouTube
built by
kind
the
of messed
hotel.
with me
I know.
because I put it for 6 p.m. and YouTube was like, he means Central Time. But I got YouTube and Google set to Pacific Time. But it's reading
It knows where you
I
are.
am, and it's like,
Yeah.
nah. He
Yeah, he
meant
doesn't mean that.
to change. He meant to change the settings. He just forgot. And they did it for me, and I was very upset. So thank you,
Yeah.
Jenny.
You're welcome. Yeah, just yeah.
I was livid.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for us. Look, Amory, can you tell everybody where they can find you online, where they can follow all of your tweets and where you can not block them?
At Anne-Marie Siegel 1 on Twitter. And I can't wait to share tons of pictures from Chicago.
Great band. What about you,
Mhm.
Melissa Longo?
Yeah, great band.
Yeah, I love Chicago.
At walkingartmadebymelissa.com and at Melissa Longo, Malissa, on social media and YouTube at the Free Fat Lobsters and Trek Tours. If you're going to be in Chicago, I'm going to have a table. So stop by, say hello, buy something because there's going to be new stuff. And where did I just put it?
Oh.
I just made this new bracelet
Oh, yay.
that says
Ooh.
the next generation in binary code. So this one and other like it will be on sale at the table
Awesome.
along with other things.
We do like the next generation.
And Anson Mount just tweeted that he's gonna have more pottery there. So you're in good company.
Whoa, guess he needs an extra table then. Thanks for telling us, Anson. Okay. So, and Anne-Marie, you're going to be there as well. So Anne-Marie's going to be there. Melissa's gonna be
Yeah,
out
my
there.
parents, maybe
Anne-Marie's
one of my
parents.
brothers.
Wait, we're going to meet the Marianne from the
Yeah.
live chat?
Wow.
Wow, what a deal.
My mom's college roommate. Like, I know so many people going.
Finally.
Wow.
Pretty epic.
Okay, so we're all going to be there. What about you, Jenny?
Well, I am not going to be in Chicago. Chicago, unfortunately. But I am going to be here packing up a whole lot of Enterprise prints, so that's fun and exciting. So that's where I'll be and that's what I'll be doing. And you can, I don't know, say hi on the internet where you can find me at Jenny R. Johnson at most social media platforms except for the gasping corpse of Twitter, which where you can find me at Jenny R. Johnson for the moment.
I hope it keeps gasping because it provided
It's-
like
I
70%
love
of our
it.
news
I love
today.
it. I know. I'm like, please keep it.
Yeah. And also I have a website, jennyrjohnson.com. Hey.
Woohoo!
Hey.
With an amazing newsletter.
I do have a newsletter. Thank you very much. You can sign up for it. I
So
only
good.
send one a month. I keep thinking, did I send one this month? Yes, I did. Perfect. Okay, awesome. So now I don't have to worry about it till at least a couple of weeks.
And everybody, you can find me online on twitter.com until it dies, I guess. Twitter.com at RyanTGHusk. Once again, that's at RyanTGHusk or just Falling Tower. Virtual TrekCon, the seventh rule on your favorite social media, but especially right here on YouTube. And you guessed it, MySpace. I think Falling Tower still has a MySpace account page.
That is
I don't know what they
amazing.
called it back then. Wall.
Do they exist still?
Wall.
Can you like just go in there and be like MySpace? Falling
Yeah.
Tower?
Yeah, I'm sure. It's probably all spam though. What?
Yeah, it's all music. But
Oh,
I think my page is still up there too. And Tom is still my friend.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think I actually closed mine at one point. Wait, what?
How does anybody still
weird.
use this thing
Oh,
though?
because they are actually like people are actually using it for music.
But I've
Yeah.
never heard of anybody using it or going to it. So how does it even stay alive?
It's a mystery.
Okay.
Ceremony block incense
Whoa, crazy.
Wow.
building.
Maybe we should
Yeah.
sign up for MySpace again.
Right?
Hmm.
He's
We'll
gonna
have
do
to
it right
change Ciroc's business cards.
Okay.
We're gonna do that right now, folks. Just bear
Wait a
with us.
minute.
Right?
Yeah, check it out. I just did a search. Falling Tower is still on there. I wonder if you could
Amazing.
there's still a few of our songs on here.
Wild.
Wow.
I wonder if
That's
that's
Star Trek
something.
for
crazy.
cool guys. Oh my gosh.
Ah,
You
that's
guys think
awesome.
that should play us out? Maybe. I don't know if it'll still work, but
Yeah.
boy, I haven't seen this in like 15 years or something.
Crazy.
Let's see what happens. I'm not hearing anything. Thanks, MySpace. Um,
Oh man.
it's asked me if I want to pause. Like, no, I want to play. Play all.
There's even a little player down at the bottom.
Oh yeah, is it playing?
Is
Oh
the
wait,
volume up?
Well,
wait. It keeps really. Boy, MySpace, you're really good at this.
yeah, the volume's only halfway up,
Yeah, but I mean,
but it's not
geez.
playing.
Oh yeah, it's not playing.
It's not playing.
How do you
Connect.
play?
God.
I love this.
How many times do you have to hit play? That was our first album. It was called
Oh
Six
my
Songs
God.
That Suck.
That's amazing.
It
That's
was
awesome.
back
And there's
in.
only 4 songs.
Well, no, these are from different albums.
Oh,
Star Trek
okay.
for Cool Guys, that was one.
Yeah.
Joel says Philip Glass
Enterprising.
is gonna sue you for your silent song.
Yeah, probably. That's so weird. I wonder why that won't play. Guess the album year for Six Songs That Suck. What year did Six Songs That Suck come out? It was the final. That'll be our poll going out. So,
hmm.
Were they the dates that
2003.
were on the screen there?
uh-oh, what was the date?
Did you see them?
Yes,
Because I didn't.
I did. Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We have 2006, 2008, 2009. I'm
All right,
gonna
here's the poll
guess.
right now before we leave. I think we covered everything, so we don't have any time to stall. What are your guesses? The options are
2003.
2000, 2008, 2012, 2013.
I'm gonna guess 2000.
Hmm. Okay. I'm bummed that we couldn't play the song for you guys. Not because I wanted to hear
You
it.
can sing it
I've,
for
I've
us.
heard it before. I've heard it before.
You've heard it before.
Yeah. Okay, we're closing it out. So we did it quickly. There were some guesses of 2006, 2008, 2009, 1999 says War Dogheim. He says, fuck the 2000s. Dave Gregory says 2008. Then in the poll, 7% said 2012, 0 said 2013, 15% said 2000, and 76% of you said 2008. The answer is 2000. Great job, everybody.
Wow.
Yes.
In the year
2000.
2000.
Yep, 2000. Before the actual towers fell in 2001, not after. We didn't get it from that.
Crazy.
Anyway, that's it for us. We got to go. We went way late, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out. Melissa, Anne-Marie, Jenny, and myself say thanks very much. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. We're all very hungry, and we got to go. Keep the conversation going in the comments below. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about everything, and we'll see you soon. And when you want to think about Star Trek Explorer, tweet Dr. Anne Marie Siegel and put it on the main viewer.